Hello again, Tara McNamara, and welcome to Turner Classic Movies.
Thank you.
So tonight we are kicking off our month-long spotlight on pairs of movies, the first half of which was produced before the production code was in full effect, and the second one after it was. We've already watched Waterloo Bridge from 1931, starring Mae Clarke, and now we're going to watch Waterloo Bridge from 1940, starring Vivien Leigh. How would you say this one differs from the 1931 version that we just saw?
Yeah, it's significant. I mean, if you think, I don't want to watch the same movie back to back, trust me, it's not the same movie.
Right.
It's okay. So, Joseph Breen was not going to let this film about a prostitute go through without big changes. And so we see some right from the beginning. So as played by Vivien Leigh, Myra is not a showgirl, but a ballerina. She seems more young, more innocent. She's under the thumb of a strict artistic director who keeps them in line and they don't get to go out. So we know that she's prim, proper, and virginal and not wild.
Right. And even as the movie goes on and her fortunes change, sex work is never really explicitly stated in the film in any way, because it couldn't be.
Right, it couldn't be, and methods of prostitution definitely couldn't be shown, which in 1931 version, we do see that. I mean, part of the situation is in this one that after Roy and Myra meet, they have a real romance. It's legit, we get it. It's not just the wild panic of a private off to go fight on the front lines, right? And then they try to get married, but they can't find a man of the cloth, and then she misses her performance, so she gets fired, and her friend defends her, and then her friend starts walking the streets to get medicine for Myra. And that's where we get back into this integrity, right? So the path to prostitution becomes this almost code of Myra thinks she has nothing else to live for. Her friend has already been doing this on her behalf. She has to pay the rent, And so it's weird. It's like, well, it's the right thing to do.
She didn't really want to do it. She had to, right.
We know she's not really a prostitute.
Right. And also, this is coming on the heels of Gone with the Wind. Vivien Leigh is a mammoth star at this point. Robert Taylor and she have great chemistry together. And you definitely get the sense that the romance in this film is heightened, particularly when you compare it to the 1931 version, where the chemistry wasn't all there.
No, it wasn't all there at all. And he seems kind of young and dumb, and she seems older and wiser. And in this case, it's reversed, right? So Robert Taylor is an officer. He is older than her. And so therefore, we know that this isn't just like some slap happy, like, let's just do it and so maybe I can have sex before I go off, right? Like that's kind of how the 31 plays out.
Yeah. Now, we are not in the business of spoiling the ending of movies here, but because we are contrasting these two films, the ending of this one is different in how things happen. So without giving it away, what should people be on the lookout for as far as how endings like this were allowed to be portrayed in 1931 versus 1940?
Well, the 1931 ending is a shocker. Roy and Myra decide to get married, he leaves, and then a bomb falls on Myra and she dies. Hussies don't get happiness. But in the 1940 version, we're in World War II. And Great Britain is enduring horrendous air raids. And so the ending had to change.
Well, that is very interesting to think about as people watch the ending of this movie. Here from 1940, starring Vivien Leigh, is the second version of Waterloo Bridge.